There's always transitions. Seasonally, we have transitions from one time period to a next. We can think of seasons like, spring to summer, summer to fall, fall to winter, winter to spring. But we can also think about the seasons of our lives and where we are in our life right now. Sometimes it's easy to welcome the next season, whatever it is, like, yay, it's spring, or ooh, boo, it's winter, right? So just thinking about how you feel about the season of life that you're in right now. What's your attitude towards this particular season? And through our practices, we learn to welcome it all, even if there's times where we're not particularly happy about the season of life that we're in. Staying with the thought or feeling or the emotion of it and not lingering in it, but just witnessing it is helpful. And bringing hands to the heart in a recognition that the seasons are always present in this microcosm and macrocosm of life. Release your hands. All right, let's take a big breath up. Exhale, arms down. There's some seasons that we really want to happen, but may never happen. Like I've started to realize I may never be a grandparent. I might, but I also may not, right? I may never get that joy. One more time. Reach up, bring your hands to your thighs. And then let's cat cow. So scooping the belly back, look back at yourself, pull your heart forward and look up and keep moving. So as we undulate through the spine, we can discover this rhythm and flow that's within us. 2 or 3 more times. And if something's holding you back from your range of motion, you can ask yourself, well, what is it? What's holding me back from exploring what's possible? And then see if you can explore a little bit more range of motion. Finishing up on your next one. As you come up tall, we'll come back to center. Let's take a big breath up. Side bend, I'm going to the right, lateral bend. In breath, come up. Exhale, release the arms down. Go again. Big breath up. Exhale, side bend, second side. Breathe. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release the arms. Take a big breath up. Bring the arms out to a T and then shape shift them to cactus. Turning from the rib cage, turn to the right. Use an inhale, come to center. Wait for the exhale, turn left. And let's just repeat this rib cage movement one more time. And it's the thoracic spine that's moving and the muscles that support the structure of you. Good. And then release. Bring your hands up to the sky again as you breathe in. Arms back behind you. Use your hands on your chair. So here's your seated back bend. Push the chair down and lift your chest up. One more breath cycle. And then release. Step the feet out wide, bringing your hands to your thighs. Tip forward, so moving from the hip joint. And in this forward fold, if you want to continue to rest your arms on your thigh bones, because that feels nice, stay here. If another version feels appropriate, like go ahead and go to the floor, drop the head down, check it out, right? And you can always go back to forearms on thigh bones. We've got 4 more breath cycles in this forward fold. Two more breath cycles. Your hands are at the floor, transition them to your thigh bones. Use your feet and push down. Use your arms and push and come on up. Sweep the arms up, side bend to one side. So we've just got this wider leg position with the side bend. Turn your ribs to the earth. So you've entered spinal flexion with a lateral bend. And then turn the ribs open to the ceiling. So you're turning down to the ground, up to the ceiling. Ribs. 2 more times. Breathing with the movement. Next time you're pointing towards the earth, go back to a clean lateral bend, expand the top arm up to the sky, take the top arm over your head, and then back towards the opposite leg. So the top arm is making a sweeping move close to your ear, and then all the way down towards the same side pelvis. Last time, all the way up. Exhale the arms down. Here we go. Big breath up. Second side. Side bend. Breathe. Top arm, reach it big. Go up, up, up. And now rib rotation. And we know it's the spine moving and all these amazing muscles that support the structure of us in the rib cage area as you move between flexion and extension. Keep going. 2 more times. On the next one, reach back up to the ceiling. The top arm floats over the head and then down by your side waist. Keep the arm movement moving as you breathe. This is this amazing flow. Sometimes it's us paddling and stroking to accelerate the flow or to work against the current, right? Depending on what's going on in our lives. All right, one more and then finish it up, reach up with the top arm, push into the feet and rise up. Exhale and release. Put your hands on your thighs, opposite shoulder to knee. Breathe. Got a lot of rotation already in our practice today. Use an inhale, come to center, opposite shoulder to knee, second side. Breathe. In breath center. Let's repeat it one more time each side. Use your hands and push down on the thigh bones. That'll do a number of great things. One of the sweetest while you're in the twist is it helps the abdominal wall tone. So if you can push with your hands, you can feel tone. In breath center. And then second side, last time. On the in-breath, come back to center. All right, heel toe the feet in. That's a lot of spinal movement. Cross your leg over for figure 4, back to hips. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold into figure 4 with a forward bend, and then come up. Sweep the arms up, add a back bend to it. Arms go behind you, grab the chair, push it down. So you're going to keep flowing between the 2 shapes. So in-breath up. Exhale, forward fold. Really reach the arms up. Exhale and hold the chair in the back plane and go for the back bend version. Yeah, 2 more times between the 2 shapes of going forward and backwards while you're in figure 4. Breathing, flowing through different shapes. And we'll call each shape a season. And the seasons even happen throughout a day. We live in Florida. We know you can experience all seasons in one day in Florida, right? That weather can change so quick. All right, finish it up. Let's go. Other side, figure 4. Breathe. Once you've got your shape, begin the movement. So tipping forward into a forward fold from the hip joint, and then rising tall, adding the extension through the heart space as the head of the arm bones move back and your hands push down to create a back bend, a seated back bend. All right, keep going. You know the two shapes, you just keep flowing. And if you get to a spot and you're like, man, I just want to hang there for like a breath or two. Yes, always. Like sometimes it's nice to linger in a particular place because we notice the qualities of it. And you're like, that is a quality I need. You know that because sometimes you've been outside and you've felt the air or the sun and you've been like, oh, I'm just going to stand here because it's a nice breeze, or the sun is warming my bones and I've been cold, right? Yeah. Or the soft rain feels good on my skin. And we linger in those moments of recognition. Finishing up, so completing in the next breath cycle. And then feet on the ground. Let's go for hamstrings. So right leg out, sweep the floor, come up. We'll go through the cactus rotation. So arms up, go to cactus, rotate down, and go again. Breathe. All these different shapes you've created already with your body, just sitting in a chair. What a magnificent creation you are. All right, finish that up and release. Let's go to the other side. So let's reverse it. So we'll go down, and then when we come up, we start in the scarecrow and then go to countertop, then goalpost. So we're just reversing the shape, the rotation of the arms. And if you're doing it the same way or you're confused, just keep moving. You're like, I don't know. You got those 3-arm positions. You know you're working on rotator cuff. Here's one more. Okay, and then release. Up, down, out of the chair. Let's do 10 of them. So get on the edge, push into your feet. Let's try not to swing the arms. Let's just use legs up and down. So there's 10 in a row. Nice job controlling as you sit down, so you're not slamming down. And then the next level of listening on these next 4 is like which side of your butt hits the chair first. And if you're landing pretty even, you got it. Just keep going. But if you're landing heavier first on one side, try to get that other side down, slow down. Stay down, grab your yoga strap. Hold on to your buckle. Arms are going to go down and up. So arms are just moving down to your pelvis, up to the sky. Find the width on the strap that works for you, pulling it apart. Now moving into the back plane. So as your arms come up towards your head, see if you can shift backwards a little bit. You might need to widen your hands on the straps. You know how to slide them out. Keep your head up, please, on top of your pelvis so the head doesn't hang down as you do this. And then start playing like, could you go further down the back? The hands might need to widen even more on the strap as you keep your head balanced on top. One more time, front, back. Okay. Shorten the strap in the front plane, raise it up. We're going to side bend with the strap. The bottom hand pulls down, the top hand pulls up. One more breath. Inhale, come up. Exhale, other way. The bottom hand's pulling down. The top hand is pulling up. Breathe. Inhale and come up. Exhale, lower it down. Set your strap off. We're coming up out of the chair. Up. Good. And then bring your chair to the top. Lunge shapes. So stepping the right foot under your chair, left leg back. Find the toe hinge for the first one. As you let your front leg shin bone right under the kneecap, move to the chair, Stay steady in the back leg as you bring your belly and ribs back on top of your pelvis. Then your shoulders and head just stack right on top as well. Back leg arm up, optional second arm up, breathe. On the exhale, the hands come down. Back foot, let's plant it and have a slight turnout to it. So we've moved into Virabhadrasana 1 shape with the pelvis oriented towards your chair back. In breath, the back leg arm up. And let's raise the opposite arm up. Now, if you don't want to put both arms up, that's fine. You can still do what we're doing next. But if you've got 2 hands up, use the front leg hand to hold the back leg wrist. And then tip your torso towards the front leg side. So you've entered a lateral bend. Breathe. Press into the feet, use your inhale and come up. Exhale, arms down. Switch legs. Starting in the high lunge with the back foot on the toe hinge. So the back leg heels lifting. As you continue to breathe, adding in your skill of shape shifting in a smaller way. So the front leg underneath the kneecap, the top of the shin bone is moving forward towards the chair. It's taking the tibia, top forward, and it'll move the base of the tibia back. Keep that as the back leg stays steady. And then move the belly and ribs back over the pelvis. We'll tend to lean forward towards the chair. So now it's just like this shift of moving back on top of you, including shoulders and head as well on top of pelvis. Back leg arm up, depending on how you're feeling today, maybe 2 arms up. And we're here breathing now. Just breathe. You're in the shape. And you can continue to make adjustments, right? So you're never stuck. On an exhale, arms down, and then plant the back foot. So the back heel roots down. The back foot still has like a rotation to it, right? So the heel's further back than the toes. And then keeping the back heel rooted, release the front hip so that the front knee keeps moving towards the chair seat. The back leg arm, in breath, the arm up. And remember, you can add this lateral bend and still keep a hand on the chair, right? Or you could raise the opposite arm up and then hold on to the back leg arm wrist with the front leg hand. And then you're laterally bending towards the front leg side of you. Breathe. One more breath cycle. Use an inhale and come up. Release the hands. Push with the front foot, step together. Let's walk back for L pose. Bend the knees, spread the toes. Another breath cycle. Walk forward to stand. Turn your chair seat around. Once you've got your chair seat turned to face you, grab your yoga strap. We'll have it handy. It might be nice to just drape it around your neck. That way it's easy to get when it's time to get it. It's right there. Easy access. Okay, facing your chair, put your right foot up on the chair so you're in a lunge shape on the chair. Yeah. Take hold of your yoga strap. Make sure you've got the buckle. Shorten the width, and then on the in-breath, raise the arms up. Lateral bend towards the front leg side of you. And then the top hand's pulling up, the bottom hand's pulling down. And you're playing here. Breathe. You've got this amazing opportunity that if you inhale, you can really get some spaciousness in the rib cage area on the top arm side. 2 more breath cycles. Press into your foot on the ground and the foot on the chair. And use an inhale, come out of it. Exhale, lower the arms. Then once again, place your strap around your trunk so that it's easy to get and step off. Let's go to the other side. So second foot up on the chair, heel on, breathe. On the in-breath, raise your arms up. You got to get the strap and go. Took my mic with me. Hang on, I got to fix my stuff. Got it. All right, holding your buckle, breathe, pull the strap apart and side bend towards the front leg side of you. The top hand pulls up while the bottom hand pulls down. And as you breathe, like what's holding you back from experimenting with more range of motion? You got to go slow because you could tip over, right? Push into the foot floor, foot chair, in-breath rise. Exhale, lower the arms. Step off the chair, redrape the strap over you. Okay, bigger shape. That was more like a lunge shape, short stance. We're going for a bigger stance, like a warrior one, but elevated. So warrior one, we're gonna have the back heel down, the front foot on the chair, and the knee bent. So I think you can see that this is a bigger shape, right? I'm lunging forward into the chair versus my full floor leg foot is under me, right? That's what we just did, floor leg foot under us. So now we're like, well, could we lunge it? Back heel down. So you're going to pick the width of this, right? Because it's a big shape. Breathe. All right, so let the front leg shin bone move forward towards the back of your chair. Grab your strap, you know what's coming. In-breath, arms up, pulling the strap apart. Lateral bend towards the front leg, and the bottom hand pulls down, the top hand pulls up. Breathe. Now, the front leg, don't let the knee knock in. Keep the front leg sitting bone drawing down. You'll start doing all sorts of things with that front leg and the front leg pelvis to try to help yourself balance. Breathe. See if you can keep it aligned and use the muscles. Wait for an in-breath. Come on up. Exhale, lower the arms, place the strap around your head, push with your back foot, step off the chair. Boy, that's big. It's a lot of strength while opening. Okay, let's experiment on the other side. So we want this bigger shape in the lunge. So you're playing with like, how far back am I willing to put my back foot, knowing that the heel is reaching further back and the toes are coming forward. There is a turn of the foot that's slightly forward. Come into your lunge. Breathe. Now, once you've approached your lunge, experiment with like, can the top of the shin bone on the front leg move forward more while you keep the back heel down. Grab your strap, in-breath it up. Wait for the exhale, side bend. Pay attention to the front leg, that the left butt or the front leg butt is not hiking. The left knee is not falling in, right? You're just holding the alignment as you breathe. 2 more breath cycles. Man, this is work. Wait for the inhale and come up. Strap down, step off your chair. Let's take an L pose. So go ahead and move your strap out of your way. Turn your chair back to you, walk back, wide feet, bend the knees and reach out. Three more breath cycles in your L pose. As you continue breathing, walk forward and stand up. Okay, turn your chair seat to face you. Wide stance. Going right for triangle pose. So we've done a lot of bent knee shapes. Let's go for some long-legged shapes. So the back foot's turning in, the front foot turns open to your chair, and let's keep two legs long as they pull towards each other. Stretch your arms up, breathe, and then from your hip joint of the front leg, yeah, tip over. That's it. Good. Top arm's going to have a gesture. We practiced the gesture in the warm-up. Let's take it overhead and all the way back down towards our pelvis. So the arm just has a sweeping move from overhead to pelvis, recognizing that we can continue to flow through the seasons throughout the day, the seasons of our life across a lifetime. Breathe. Finishing up, reach the top arm to the sky, push more with the back foot, come up. Reverse the the triangle shape. So the back arm goes down, you got it, and the top arm goes up. Even glance, maybe tip the head so you can see the top hand. Like, what do you have to reposition so that you can spot the top hand with your eyes? Back to warrior two. And release the arms. I said warrior two. You know I meant triangle. Heel, toe, feet come in. All right, you could turn around. You could move your chair. We'll get the other side. So triangle pose, even though I might say something else. I do mean triangle pose. So that's two legs long. And the back foot is going to turn slightly in. The front foot turns all the way open. Reach your arms up to the sky. Reach them out wide, coming from a tip of the pelvis around the front leg hip joint. Brings you into your Trikonasana. Keep breathing. When you're ready, add your arm flow. So this top arm, and you know, it's even like a conversation with yourself. Is this arm going with the current today? Does today feel like a day, or does this week or this month or this year feel like you're flowing with the current? Or has it felt like, you know, the current's been moving against you and you're having to go through the current, right? It's harder. Breathe. So sometimes just recognizing where we are is all that's needed. Top arm goes back to the sky, push into the back foot and come on up, and then just reverse the triangle shape. So back arm down, back leg, front arm starts to go to the sky. There's a spiral here. The ribs are turning as the thumb reaches towards the sky. Your head is spotting the hand. So what shifts and adjustments can you make so that your eyes can track your hand? T-arms, breathe. Release the arms, heel toe the feet in. And let's take an L pose. Walk backwards. Bend the knees. Breathe. Two more breath cycles. Walk forward and stand. I've got the right side of me to the chair. It doesn't matter. I'll cue inside, outside foot. So put a side of you to the chair. Your inside leg, the leg closest to the chair, is coming into figure four. So the outside leg is the standing leg. Inside leg to figure four. There you go. And then sit. Yeah, sit down. Sit your butt back. Sit down. Ankle rotation of the leg that's crossed over, and then reverse. And as you keep sitting your butt back and pulling your chest forward, let your sitting bones broaden. Let your ankle joint of the standing leg move and see if you can get lower. Maybe the standing leg hand can go to the floor or start reaching to the floor. Just see what's possible. Breathe. The foot on the ground, push. You can use your hand on the chair too to push to bring yourself upright. Leg closest to the chair is your standing leg now. Outside legs coming up into tree. So we're staying on the same side. We've just switched legs. So leg closest to the chair is standing leg. Outside leg is tree pose leg. Arm up on the outside. And then your side bending away from the chair. Your side bending to the bent knee leg. So the arm in the air is now going down to the knee that's folded. You got it. Bring it all the way down. There you go. Wait for an inhale and come up. Okay, you could turn around. You could also just move your chair. We're starting with figure 4. The outside leg furthest from the chair is your standing leg. The inside leg is your figure 4 leg. Wait for an exhale, sit down. Keep moving the butt backwards and the chest forwards. Let your ankle joint of your standing leg move. Like sometimes you gotta say, hey, you're allowed to move forward and backwards. And in this shape, it's moving backwards. As your sitting bones continue to broaden, see if the standing leg hand is willing to start reaching towards the floor. Breathe. Whatever shape you're in, add an ankle circle, and then ankle circle the other way. Continue to breathe. The foot on the floor, push. The hand on the chair, push. Inhale and come up. Standing leg is now the leg closest to the chair. Moving leg is the leg furthest from the chair. It's coming up into tree pose. Breathe. In breath. Tree pose leg goes up. And then adding a lateral bend. We're side bending to the bent leg. So it's away from the chair. The bottom arm, the gesture arm eventually comes down to become a bottom arm. And it maybe makes contact with the tree pose leg. And they push each other. Breathe. In breath, rise up. Exhale, stand. L pose again. Breathe. Boy, you guys have done a lot of spinal movement in 30 minutes. Lots of different spinal movement. Breathe. Okay, walk forward and stand. We're going to come down to the floor and play a little bit on the floor. Have your yoga strap handy. We'll start in a plie position to come down. So breathe in, wait for an exhale, and plie down, hands to thighs, hands to floor, knees to floor. And sit down. Stretch both legs out and wrap your strap around your feet. Instead of trying to go forward, right? So the desire when you get into this shape is like, oh, let me forward bend. I'm like, hey, no. Pull back against the strap. So bend your elbows, tuck them into your sides, and pull back so the chest lifts. So you're adding a seated like back bend to this. 2 more breath cycles here. And then release. Open your legs out wide. Hook your strap around. I'm going to go to the right. It doesn't matter. I'll call it the strapped foot side. So hook your strap around a foot and then hold both straps with one hand. As you press down through your sitting bones, in breath, lift up through the opposite arm. Use the strap to pull the leg in from arch to core of the pelvis. Let the elbow bend and rest on your thigh bone. So you've moved into a lateral bend. Breathe. Pressing down through the pelvis on both sides, especially the back leg side. Press into the heels and in breath and come up. Take both straps, turn your ribs towards the leg that has the strap. Bend the elbows and bring your upper arms right next to your ribs again. So this has the back bend quality in it. Breathe. Next breath cycle, release the strap and go to the other side. So hooking your second foot, both straps in the hand of the leg that has the strap. Draw in with the strap towards your pelvis and wait for an exhale, side bend. The arm that has the strap, let the elbow bend, let your forearm rest on your thigh bone so it helps anchor the thigh bone to the ground, and breathe. Back leg sitting bone a little heavier, both heels rooting as your toes spread. And when you're ready, inhale and come up. Turn your ribs to face the leg that has the strap. Separate the straps, one hand holding each strap. Again, the action is for you to pull from arch of foot to pelvis, bend the elbows and bring the upper arms close to the ribs. So you're actually lifting up through the chest in extension. You're in a seated twist, and we're adding a little back bend quality to it. And this pull of the hands with the elbows bent, collarbone widening, is helping accentuate it. One more breath cycle. And then use an inhale to come out of this twist and release the strap. Going into all fours position, please, hands and knees. So closing the legs, rolling into all fours. Pointer finger thumb outer with the shoulders, knees beneath pelvis. Step your right leg back and raise it up. Expand the left arm forward, left thumb skyward. So we're just in this opposite arm and leg lift position, across crawl shape, just holding it. So this is a neutralizer. Breathe. One more breath cycle. Okay, hand and leg down. Let's do the other side. Second leg steps back, keeping a firmness to the long leg when it goes up in the air. It doesn't get goosey and loosey, stays toned. So picking it up, and then opposite arm up, thumb skyward, and we're here to breathe 4 breath cycles. Okay, hand down, knee down, keep breathing. Bring yourself down to your belly, and then bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. So elbows underneath shoulders. Breathe, push with the forearms, look back at your own belly. So heads drop down, you're looking back at you. Push more with the forearms so that you can feel how strong you are pushing down. The more you push down, the more the ribs will lift. The belly will probably pull away from the earth. You might start to tremble. Keep pressing down through your feet. Keep squeezing the legs towards each other, even though they might be separated. That's fine, but they're pressing down and squeezing in. Keeping this tone of the belly that might be a trembling tone at this point. Just look up. So it's a little bit of cobra or sphinx with core engagement. One more breath cycle. Rest down all the way. Hands under head. Bend the knees. Windshield wiper the legs. Just let them sway side to side. Legs long, slide your hands by your chest wall again, press yourself up. Coming into seated, so just a couple more seated shapes. So this is thunderbolt shape in yoga. It's Z-sit in Pilates. If it feels awkward, find a shape that you're like, I can be okay. So we're going to lean over a lot and grab the back leg shin bone and move it forward and back. Yep, so lean over as much as you need to. You can go down on a forearm. You can lay as low as you need to. And your work is to bring the back leg forward and back. Just a couple more. And then seeing if you can land the back leg. Sweep the arms up, side bend to the back leg. In breath and come up. All right, let's go for the other side. And you're just checking out. I know this can feel really awkward for some of us to be in this shape. So adjust the legs to where there's no impingement, no pain, and it can be more three-dimensional than this. You can toss pillows in wherever you need to, under knees, under hips, under arms. Lean over as much as you need to receive the back leg. You're going to hold anywhere along the shin bone, and you can lay all the way sideways. Swing the top leg forward and back because you're limited greater range of other than don't go right to the should up, come up into this thunderbolt seat and we'll lateral bend towards the back leg. Breathe. Okay, inhale and come up. Yeah, those are big shapes. So let's lay down on our back and get your yoga strap handy. So here comes the three-way hip stretch. Yeah, that's a little kinder and nicer for many of us for working with the hip joint than that thunderbolt Z-sit shape. But every so often, it's good for us to reapproach some of those shapes just to see, how are they doing? What's going on here? What do I need to adjust? So starting in the hamstring stretch, breathe. Look at your foot and just confirm that it's level, right? That one part of the foot's not going to the ceiling more than the other side. So both sides of the foot look like they could make a nice footprint on the ceiling. Take both straps into the hand of the leg that's in the air. And then the other leg, bring the knee to the chest and use the free arm now on that side to hug the knee into the chest. So you've got a hamstring stretch and a knee to chest. The next choice is, do you want to lift your head, neck, shoulders? Breathe. Releasing down. Let's lengthen out the leg on the ground. See how that feels today. And if you don't like it, just fold it right back up to a standing leg with knee bent. The leg that's long, that side, open the arm to the T, palm open, and opening your long leg with the strap to its same side. You got this big scissor opening. This looks a lot like triangle pose. It is. It's triangle pose. Breathe. In this shape, it's got another name. In yoga, the fancy words are Supta Padangusthasana. And then in Pilates, we call this one of the elements of the three-way hip stretch. So it shows up in a lot of disciplines. It's not just a yoga thing. You'll see it in martial arts too, right? All right, come on back to center. And let's switch our hand hold on the strap and reach high with the opposite arm towards the foot that's in the air. Reach way up there. The leg that's in the air, that arm, make it a T shape with the palm open, and then draw your leg across the body. We'll do more in a moment, but for now, the leg in the air, keep that pelvis down as you cross the midline. It's going to have its own little fascinating quality of sensation. Breathe. All right, so now the second variation is go ahead and let the leg in the air, that side pelvis, up. Let it come up, and you're going to end up rolling onto the bottom leg side. So roll onto your side. So now you got this big scissor shape, and this is twisted triangle. This is revolved trikonasana. So your legs are two long legs, yeah? But the rib cage is turning back in the opposite direction of the legs. One more breath cycle. Use an inhale and roll onto your back. Bend both knees. Once you're stable and standing on the foot on the ground, slip out of the strap. And let's go to the other side. It starts with the hamstring stretch. So starting the whole thing over. Breathe. Move both straps together, and then the leg in the air, that hand, same hand as the leg in the air, reaches way up near the foot. How high can it reach? Opposite leg, knee to chest. Free arm now grabs the knee coming into the chest and hug it. Pull it in close. Keep breathing. Head, neck, shoulders are another option that they could curl up. You can play and see how you feel about it and breathe. All right, foot down. Bent knee leg, that's your stabilizing leg. Open that same arm out to a T, palm open. And then let's stretch the leg out long. The bent knee leg now becomes a long leg with the heel rooted and toes spreading. When you're ready, begin opening the leg with the strap to its same side and breathe. Keeping breath flowing, remaining steady on your stabilizing side. Yeah, let the leg with the strap around it come on back. Use your hand to help. Switching the hold, so opposite hand to leg in the air is now holding both straps. And then the leg in the air, that arm goes out to the T with palm open. Breathe. First variation, let's keep the leg in the air's rear end on the ground as you cross the midline. And the movement's not going to be that big. Right? You're going to, move a little bit towards the center line and be like, yeehaw, breathe. And as you are willing to stay here and stay steady with the leg that's on the ground, so the leg on the ground, toes up, inner thigh down, outer butt rooting, thigh bone pressing back, all stuff you know. As the leg on the ground continues to remain steady, and you keep breathing, there's an opportunity for maybe the leg in the air will move a little bit more. And it's just micro moves. It's teeny, teeny, tiny shifts. as you experience sensation. Okay, the next part is go ahead and let the leg in the air, that rear end, that side, come up, which means you're going to end up rolling onto the bottom leg side of you. So you're entering a twist. The two legs are still long in their scissor leg action, and the bottom leg is still super duper steady and firm and toned. As you keep breathing, the ribs are turning in the opposite direction that the legs are going. So this is clearly, a walking pattern shape. Breathe. On an inhale, roll onto your back. Fold both legs, step out of your straps. That's some big stuff. Let's bring the knees up and put one hand on each knee and just circle the legs. Just stir like your two awesome femur bones are long handles that go into a pot. And the pot that they're going into is the socket that forms the hip joint. And you're just stirring. Reverse. Breathing. Okay, feet down. One last shape. We've done a lot of spinal movement today and hip joint opening. Line your heels up the width of your sitting bones. This is a back bend just to send you forth into the day with amazing strength through your back body. Step into your feet, push with your arms, press into the head of the arm bones. And when you're ready, on an inhale, lift yourself up. And we're going to hold this bridge for a bit. And with each breath cycle, is there more, right? Are you just up in bridge because that's the bridge you made and you're like, good enough? Or is there an opportunity to use the feet a little bit more through a push? Can you use the arms a little bit more with a push? And with each push down of feet and arms, you might find that the strength in the back body increases and the shape of the bridge changes. Breathe. One more breath cycle. And keeping your tailbone reaching past your toes. So think of your tail like going beyond the form of you. Lower yourself down. Once you're down, meet the soles of your feet together. Open your knees out wide. So we're resetting through the butterfly shape. Breathe. Waiting on an exhale. As you're breathing out, close your legs. And transitioning to a shape that you'd like to rest in. So it could be legs long, it could be legs bent, it could be laying on your side. It could be sitting up against the wall. It could be legs up the wall. Rest in this recognition that we flow through the seasons, the seasons of a day, of windy weather, sunny weather, a rain shower, all of it in one day. We roll through the seasons of a year. and we flow and move through the seasons of our life.